Welcome to Most Haunted Extra. This is a very strange location. It's like a hidden gem. There are things here that have happened. The stories are fantastic. The apparitions are supposed to be great. So why have we never heard about this place before? Bit of a mystery to me.
We've got a white lady that haunts the pond, a little lad that also wanders around the pond. We've got a blue lady on the staircase, a dark shadow that haunts the landing. But the amazing thing is it's virgin territory because nobody seems to know about it. And so I shudder to think what might happen tonight.
So weird stuff's happened already in the barn when we were doing a piece to camera. Stuart told me that he witnessed and felt and saw some stuff, but then when we were de-rigging, I was in there on my own, and you did feel a sort of aggressive atmosphere. You did feel as if there was something there. I did hear a few things clattering up the side of walls, but I don't know if it was just people walking past. There's lots of animals kicking around here, so you can't put it down to anything paranormal yet. You've got to keep an open mind at all times.
So I'm just going to show you now. Sorry about that, my camera actually turned off then for a minute. The thing totally went blank. I thought the battery wasn't charging it. I've just switched it back on and it's got 290 minutes. Now the way I'm holding this camera is I'm not holding it from the back, I'm actually holding it from the front. You can't see it, but you know, there's no way I can turn it off the way I'm actually holding the camera at this moment in time. So it's quite funny really, me talking about the stone incident, the plough being shifted, and all of a sudden the camera's just turned itself off. I've not turned it off. Honestly, you've got to believe me. When you're standing in this barn, you do actually feel as though there's someone in here with you. You know, you're not on your own. You know, there are eyes, but where they are, Christ only knows. This is going to be a fantastic location.
Just put in David Wells's radio mic on. I don't know what's wrong with him today. He's been in a terrible mood.
So not true.
We're just trying to get on with it. We're trying to do our jobs. Poor Kath was trying to do his makeup, and he was, no, don't do it like that. No, not that, not that.
You're such a liar.
It's happening again. He's going again.
So they're not belonging to the house. Don't feel as if they belong to the house. I think, actually, tell a lie, I think the mother. What was that?
I heard that.
What was it?
It was a...
My tape just stopped for no reason there.
Yeah, that's
Is that what you heard?
Yeah. Can I just say, I don't want to interrupt the batteries. I actually did a piece to camera on my own because something happened in here. And when I was doing the camera on the handheld mini camera, the whole thing turned off. And I actually mentioned that on camera, and that was just behind where you were, Eva. So it's coincidence with what's happened to John.
So look, John.
How long would a battery normally last?
Both 100%, and it's drained the back one. The back one's on on sort of on 20%. This one is on 60%.
These would easily last by 4 pounds.
How would you explain that?
Well, that is how would I explain that? I say it's drained for some reason. That's drained twice, at least twice or 3 times as quickly as usual. Because normally we get through a whole run, and we've only been to one place, haven't we?
Yeah.
We would normally we've got through 2 tapes and not had to change batteries before, and when they've been full in the same state. But this time, this is drained maybe 3 times as quickly.
There are only 2 reasons for it. If you go down the paranormal route, then it's like there's some energy feeding off of it. You go down the other end, the batteries are faulty. That is the only 2 options.
And the tape faults as well.
Would any sort of electrical charge drain it? But there's nothing in there. I've been down there before.
Electrical charge wouldn't drain it. The only thing you could possibly drain it would be some magnetic charge. It could possibly drain it, but it has to be very, very powerful.
And the strongest part is upstairs in the landing, and that's not going to be strong
But you'd
enough to
have
reach
to-
over here, is it?
Yeah, but you'd also have to have this right next to a very strong magnetic charge.
Right, okay. The technical difficulties with the camera, because it's physical, it's physical evidence. I don't know if it's physical evidence of anything paranormal, but certainly you speak to Carl, you speak to John Dibley, and they're both people with a lot of camera experience, and they said they've never seen anything like it before in terms of the battery's draining, but more importantly, the tape on John's camera kind of stopped starting.
There's the little boy, I think it's a... You're right.
Sorry.
What was it?
Oh, I don't know.
The little boy's running around. Is that what you saw or felt?
No, I just felt something here.
Well, he's moving around. He is moving around. Thankfully taken off the... Because he was presenting with his sodden clothes and a woeful look. He's taken that off now. He's just like a little boy. And there's a very stern woman.
Oh, I don't like stern women. They scare me more than stern men.
Yeah. Oh, God, this is so much
You've
worse.
had this?
All the way around, it's getting worse. It's obviously associated to the house.
What is it?
It's like a stabbing pain just here, just right there. There's a stern, very, very... she's very matriarchal, but she's still quite young. She's not an old woman. Very authoritative woman who's looking at me in a very sort of accusing manner.
Well, why would she look at you like that?
Well, she's trying to give me visual clues.
Oh, what, right, so
It's a
I
very
see.
judgmental way. She's not judging me.
Yes. What does she look like? You mentioned her strict... She looks very sort of strict.
She's presenting initially. She's present there, went up, and now in my head she's putting images of... She's got her skirts up, showing her lady bits.
What meaning?
And she's a bit of a slapper.
Oh, so she liked to have sex a lot?
Yes.
Do you want to go
I
upstairs?
don't know if she's the same one. Do you know what I mean? I don't think she's the same one from outside, because the name's similar. It's like Marie or Mary or something.
You're talking about the horse riding accident. She's not the same as that lady.
She's not the same as that lady, but this one's name
Is
like
an
Marie
M.
or Marie or Purge or Perlu or something like that. I can't quite get it.
It's a funny
Very
surname.
odd name, very odd names, yeah.
Should we follow her up the stairs?
I think we should definitely go upstairs.
Okay, let's do that.
David is so accurate and so good. Almost every week there was this the experience was getting more, he was getting more stuff. And now it's he's picking up accurate names that we haven't got and we're finding out later on. So he picked up on a little boy that was drowned here. Now we did have that name. And yet he's actually picked up on the parents' names, which is something we had to find out. So even we didn't have a lot of that information that he's picked up on.
A henchman, like a henchman character. That's what I was saying. We've got to go.
We need to go.
Are you still suffering?
Well, I just had a quick piercing one out here.
I've just got it as well. It's like right under there, and there I've got.
What have I just been doing out here?
Yvette's been standing out here going with her jaw.
Just that. It is. It's right under there and right on my ear.
You know when you're trying to pop your eardrums and you go like that? That's what I've been doing. It hurts like a gland.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a sharp pain there and a pain in my ear.
Oh, it's so sore.
Do you know, it's either broken neck or it could be... It can't be hanging, because that's not... My prompt for hanging is just that burning here.
The bizarre thing is the focus here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not as we're walking past there or any other area, it's the focus here. You've out of this area, so you're not going to feel so ill.
Can we go in here? Oh God, I hope this ear thing goes off.
I'm sure it will. I think it's a condition. Between that and my heart attack.
Well, I thought it was maybe... Me and Kieran were saying it must be a natural.
What I'm looking out for later on tonight is everything that happened on the walk around. So the knocks, the kind of sick feeling in one of the room, the ear kind of feeling and the kind of jaw and the beginning of a flu, those sort of symptoms. They've been implanted in everybody's head, and now it becomes an exercise of suggestion. And what may happen is some of the other crew are going to have those experiences, but now you can't say whether they're paranormal or not, because suggestion has been implanted and it's merely psychology. But given everything, given how excited everybody is, I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait to see what happens.
I've just come back from one of the first vigils, and myself, Kieran, Richard Felix and Stuart went to the tea rooms, which is over there.
Seems very calm, doesn't it? And
It does.
But it's a build. No, but I mean, I disagree. I mean, from a medium's point of view, there's a build-up of energy in here. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to walk in and it's just going to be wham bam. I've got it.
No.
It's building up. I can feel it building up on the top of my head. I can also feel it around my face. There was a gentleman here that used to work within this facility, in this area, in this building, whatever this building was. He's got big old long sideburns. He's like, I wouldn't say he's a gamekeeper, but he's that type of character. Yeah. He sort of looked after the gardens. I would say probably Victorian. But he's talking about, well, the information I'm getting is about, you know, the old-fashioned bear trap type of things, you know, catch poachers.
Yeah.
He was responsible for them.
Right.
Like metal.
Yeah. Man traps.
Man traps.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what I'm seeing.
Catch poachers.
So it'd be useful to find out what this building was used for. If this spirit person is communicating with us and making the table vibrate, you're hearing our conversations, we need the energy to be much harder because we're assuming it's our pulse, our blood. But they're being very cautious about what we're doing, I think. I don't think she's a total believer in communicating with the dead, which is actually quite ironic, considering the situation.
Some very frightening things have just been happening. We've just finished our first vigil, and I have to say, one of the best I've ever done. We've had so many sounds, like growling and light anomalies, light flashing, moans and really, really frightening. But I suppose the worst thing was Kath clinging onto me like a limpet. She wouldn't leave me alone. But can't wait to get back in there. Scared to death, but brilliant.
I've got shots of the cradle, but I don't know when. Because I thought the cradle might have rocked when we first came in, but it was against the bed.
Well, no, me and John were in here, weren't we, John? And we sat in here.
Is that what made the noise was?
I mean the thing rocking, like,
yeah.
It sounded like it was more than just a knock, wasn't it? It was like a rock, so...
I'm so sorry.
It doesn't make a noise. Right. When it rocks, it could have been the noise of it moving.
Something just went across my screen.
Crying out loud, I swore someone was standing in that doorway then.
I just saw the huge figure of a huge man silhouetted against that window.
What? He's wandering about, he's sort of popping out.
Alright, okay.
I'll tell you about it. Alright.
Shit.
That was thrown with real force, that was.
Is that banging?
That's a laughing banging.
Sorry, I've just seen a flash on our hands. I've just seen a white flash on our hands.
We keep seeing the flashes.
Like a t on our hands.
Fuck.
What's up? What's the matter?
I could have sworn someone was standing right next to me then, because I turned to look. I thought it was either somebody big. It was either, tall. It was either like David was standing close to me then, because
The figure I saw was a foot taller than David.
What's the matter?
I've just got freezing. I'm absolutely freezing. My legs are freezing. Can you? I don't know if you can feel that. See, I can always feel that air, but.
Yeah, no, it is cold.
Please, if you don't want these people on your bed, I know you're there and I can see what you're doing. Try harder. These people need a bit more. They need a bit more. Touch them. You're going to scare them. There's no point in using images. Touch them. She's using images to get you off of bed, but you can't see them. So.
What images?
She's doing that thing where she swoops on and then she turns into skeleton.
Well, show us it then.
No, because I can see that now.
Sorry.
Show it to us. Do that. I promise you, I will get off your bed and I will never in my life ever come anywhere near your bed ever again.
No, I feel like something's going around my neck.
You alright?
You know.
You're alright. You're alright.
You alright, Kev?
I really felt like something was creeping around, and as I said it again, and then it went.
Well, we asked her to prove it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I asked for, but she's done that, so.
Okay, throw me off the bed.
No.
Go on, please. Try something else. Touch the person on the bed. Touch Carl who's on the bed.
Did she?
Someone just touched my hand. I felt something really light. But it could have been.
Do it again. Touch his hand again.
Oh, something's touching my ear.
Do you know, I knew she was going to touch your ear. She said to me, I'm going to touch his ear. I've just been on one of the first big vigils with Yvette, Carl, Stuart, John Gilbert, Kath and myself over in the house. And it was just absolute jumping. There's loads and loads of noise, loads of voice stuff. We also heard a whining like a kid. You know when kids want something, neither. We had that. A couple of growls, stuff being chucked, footsteps, you name it, it was there. And what was interesting for me was Kath's reaction on the bed, where she leapt up because she felt something was in the throat, because exactly at that time I was asking for the lady who was doing this to affect them, and I could see her plain as day moving around the bed. And then I wanted to say to Carl, she's going to flick your ear or touch your ear, but of course I can't, because that's putting it into his head. And you just have to trust me that when Carl's ear was flicked, that just before that she said to me, I'm going to touch his ear.
I've just been into the barn area with Yvette, David Wells, Carl and John Gilbert on sound. We were all in there no more than 10 minutes maximum. Not a great deal was happening at the start, and all of a sudden John Gilbert started taking funny turns. Why, we don't know, because I certainly couldn't feel a presence in there. No, it is very scary in there as well.
You alright, John?
And he's saying, leave me alone, who do you think you are, who do you think you're touching?
Crumbs, I just pointed at you and you weren't, you were all over the place. You're right.
You're right.
Yvette, can you take his camera for a second?
Okay.
Oh. John, wiggle your fingers into us. Just, John.
Yeah, I'm alright. I just feel all my energy's gone.
He was getting very, very heavy-handed then, so I gave Kath the camera. So there was Yvette and Kath actually doing camera at that time. Me and Carl were actually holding John Gilbert back, restraining him, if you like. So it got to the point where he was getting a little bit violent, not too much though. So we started walking him outside, and he was kind of restraining us from actually getting him outside at the same time. And we got him underneath the fence. We got him outside. He said, I'm fine. He said, I'm fine. I said, I'm just feeling embarrassed. He said, what happened? So we said, we don't know. He said, you just took a funny turn. And all of a sudden, I got Gilbert's sound kit, put it on my shoulder. I had his boom, so I was doing the sound at the time. And out of the blue, he just turned around and started having a go at Carl. He literally got both hands and he pushed Carl through one of the barn doors, which I don't know if Carl fell over or not. I couldn't really see with all the confusion because it was that dark, but I know he got Carl and he pushed him with all his force, and Carl went through the doors. I've never seen him like that before. Very strange.
You didn't look like you. You really didn't. And I know everyone will say, well, you're on camera, you do look like you, but you didn't look like you. It was more than just the look. It was like you. It was the persona. You weren't John Gilbert, and I think that's something that kind of scared me first, because and I asked if you wanted to go out, and you wouldn't.
No, because like I said then, you never do. I thought, I'm going to see this through and see where it takes me. It's the easiest thing in the world to just go out and sit down and think, what have I missed? What could I have gone through by staying in there? In some ways I wish I hadn't, because I didn't enjoy what happened. I still don't really know everything that happened.
As much as we respect the work that they do, we do like to treat the mediums like any other crew member. And of course, that also means we can share a joke with them, even if sometimes it's either at David or Ian's expense.
We're just about to go off and do David's a walk around with David. There's a couple of issues here already. I mean, David's already sort of been sensing stuff, but the biggest thing he sensed is we're all concerned about, which is David's shoes. They curl up at the end.
You don't see, look. They don't look. I'm never wearing them ever again.
Don't listen to them. I think they look really good.
I think they look lovely. He likes flash.
It's a bit of a corny pose, but you know, there's a lot of. I want to do that. I've got boots on up to here.
Right. You've got something on the back of the heel there, Ian. No, the other one. Oh, we know.
I don't believe I just fell for that. I don't, you cow.
I've enjoyed the place. It's a pleasure, it's a privilege to be allowed into places like this. And for me, ghosts and the history, absolutely fantastic.
There's so much here. A lot of it is residual, I have to say. But I think important nonetheless in building a picture of the place. What's interesting for me is there's an underlying... darkness is not a word I like to use, but there's an underlying current here. An underlying current I can't even now get my finger on.
It's been a great night, it really has. Well, I've enjoyed every second of it being here. And I can't wait for the next one. And who knows, by the time you see us next time, we may have caught a full manifestation of a ghost on tape. Thanks very much for watching Most Haunted Extra, and I'll see you next week.